Are there really more and more bad guys in China? The GDP growth rate of 5% in the first half of 2024 is really good news, but another growth date is not so good. On July 19, the Supreme People's Court announced the judicial date for the first half of this year. Among them, 788 criminal cases were sentenced, an increase of 8.47% year-on-year. By the end of 2023, the total population of the country is 1.4 billion, of which 0 to 14-year-old minors are 229.78 million. Minus this part of minors, there will be almost 1.18 billion people left, which means that after the first half of this year, 7 out of 10,000 people have become criminals. If calculated based on the whole year, 1.576 million people will be sentenced to crime in this year, and there will be 13.5 more criminals in 10,000 people. What is the population growth rate? The population in 2023 decreased by 2.08 million. There was a decrease of 15 people for every 10,000 people. One positive and one negative. The population is getting smaller, but the number of criminals is increasing every year, and the growth rate of criminals is much higher than the population growth rate, which is not a good thing. If the time is infinitely extended, I calculate that after about 370 years, the number of guilty people in society exceed the number of innocent people. By then, if a family does not have a person who has been in prison, they will be embarrassed to living in society. Why are more and more people sentenced? There may be several reasons. First, it may be economic factors. Although the national GDP growth rate is 5%, this is about the total number. When it comes to each individual, it does not mean that everyone is living a better life. Young people can't find jobs. Middle-aged people are laid off, have their salary cut, get sick, their access shrink, their mortgages burst, and their business fail. There are many straws that can crush a person. When people are forced to a dead end and have no food to eat, they may steal or take any risks. Second, I mentioned the tax investigation a month ago. When the economy is good, many people can get rich as long as they work hard. At that time, the environment is relaxed. But when local finances are tight, everyone must be cautious. At this time, it is not only difficult to get rich, but also very easy to get into trouble, because the finance is not good, and the normal tax revenue is not enough to maintain the salaries of government departments. What will happen? There is only way left: law enforcement. When law enforcement becomes an important source of fiscal revenue, law enforcement will be very strict. At this time, the traffic police deduct your money and confiscate your electric vehicle. That is just a small matter. What is more dangerous is to arrest you, put you in jail, confiscate your income, and impose a fine. The wealth you have accumulated may be wiped out in an instant, and you will be ruined. I heard someone say a thing about girls who did living broadcasting. After only 2 months, the company laundered money. More than 100 anchors, no matter which province you live in, were all arrested and sentenced to pay fines. Among them, the big anchors may know about it and cooperate with the boss to launder money, But many small uncles don't know at all. In the end, they are arrested and imprisoned for half a year or a year. I can't confirm whether the incident is true or false, but if a case like this can bring in million or 10 of million yuan in revenue, who cares about the life of a young woman? So during this period, whether you are starting a business or working, the risks are greater than before. Just hope for safety now and don't expect to get rich quickly. Otherwise, before you become rich, you will become a criminal and a bad person.